I went from earning $0 per month to earning $5,000 per month at the comfort of my home. If you're someone looking to earn money online, probably you're thinking of quitting your 9 to 5 job, or you just want to start a side hustle, then this video is for you. I'm going to be sharing how I started my journey as a freelancer to enter the digital economy and how it changed my life for the better. And no, this video is not just about me. I'm also going to be sharing practical steps that you can apply for yourself and achieve tangible results. Make sure you stick around till the end because I'm going to be sharing a secret that might just be the secret key for your success as a freelancer. And trust me, you have never heard this one before. So I'll start by talking a little bit about myself. Back in 2021, I was working as a copywriter in this agency. I was just going to be promoted as a senior copywriter within a few months. I was really good at what I was doing, but deep down I knew that I wanted something more for myself, that I wanted to build something of my own where I will have the time and location freedom, and I would be the one who would choose who I want to work with, basically. So freelancing was in the back of my mind for a very long time, and I thought that might be my ticket to freedom. I'll be sharing a fun fact here. Back in 2016, this is more like a flashback within the flashback, I actually applied for Upwork, but my profile got rejected. So I know it sucked and I was quite disheartened. So when I thought about starting freelancing again in 2021, that feelings kicked in. And I felt like, am I actually ready to practice as an individual professional or not? Will I be able to sell my services as an individual without the help of any team or anything? So obviously I had my doubts, but I put my doubts aside and I actually took that leap of faith. Without even opening my account for any freelance platforms, I actually quit my job as a copywriter in that agency. Right? So for the next couple of weeks, a month, I didn't earn anything because I wasn't doing anything. That period, I kind of spent that doing my own research on freelancing. I was studying articles, I was watching YouTube tutorials for motivation and also for content on how to start freelancing, just like you're doing right now. So after 2 weeks of quitting my job, one fine morning, I was just sipping my coffee and I decided to go all in. I just went ahead, created my Upwork profile, added the bio, organized the portfolio, added testimonials. I also added this intro video, which can actually help you stand out from the rest of the crowd because most people are quite reluctant to add intro video talking to the camera. So yeah, I just did that. And then something interesting happened. After creating my profile, I actually sent a proposal. It was for a presentation design job. And within just 30 minutes of sending that proposal, I heard the notification bell. It was actually a job offer, like a real job offer. I couldn't believe myself. I was in cloud nine. I mean, just think about it. I just created my profile. I sent my very first proposal, and within 30 minutes, I received a job offer. So that was really exciting for me. Till this day, after working with multiple Fortune 500 companies, I still don't get that feeling like I felt after landing my first client as an individual professional. I mean, I love what I do, and that's why I'm continuing to do this now. But that feeling, it was just something else. I know what you must be thinking. You must be thinking, oh yeah, you got lucky. I actually landed my second client just after 2 days before even finishing that very first project. And this one paid me 10 times more than the first one. This wasn't just luck. You'll understand this more when I share the secret that I have promised in the beginning of this video. So let me tell you what happened here. I could have been stuck in that research phase. I could just consume content after content and just keep on preparing my mind, learning. I mean, often when we are in that phase, when we are kind of like pivoting from this learning phase to doing phase, we sometimes tend to get stuck. We tend to get stuck in this analysis paralysis mode where we just consume. We think that we are actually doing the work by consuming, but it's actually more like a dopamine hit that we get just by watching a lot of stuff and learning a lot of stuff. So if I wanted, I could have just been stuck in that phase, but I didn't let myself do that. I actually went ahead and took the steps. I actually did the work that was required. So my first lesson, and the reason I shared my story first of all, is for you to understand. I know you're watching this content right now, but you need to hear this. You need to listen to me right now. You are more than ready. You are ready just as you are right now. I mean, sure, it can be the case that you probably need to do a little bit more research. You need to read a little bit more. You need to create a portfolio in a certain way or something like that. You probably need a little bit of time to gather some testimonials, but make sure that you're not fooling yourself. Make sure that you're not just procrastinating, because most of the learning that we do, most of the experience that we have, it's by doing. You will learn the most by actually taking that first step and actually doing it. You cannot get better at it without even starting it. So this is your sign. You need to start right now. After you are in the right kind of headspace, let's get to the real actionable steps now. So first of all, you need to decide. You need to decide your niche, your ideal client profile, and also you need to be sure about your skills. In this video, I'm not going to be in depth about the skills that we're going to explore, but if you want to know more about it, if you want me to make another video about different skills that are in demand, then make sure to leave a comment below. I'll be more than happy to create a content on that specific topic. For the sake of this video, let's hope that you know what skills you want to offer to your clients. It can be copywriting, it can be probably video editing. So let's hope that you have decided. Then you have to think about your niche. When I first started, I didn't actually niche down. I was doing multiple things. I was all over the place, but I definitely recommend anyone to start with the niche in mind, because that's going to be helpful in the long run. That's a much smarter strategy than going all in and without thinking about your niche. When I'm talking about niche, it basically means that what industry you want to work for. For example, you might want to go for fintech industry, you might want to work with real estate people, or you might just want to work with female entrepreneurs. It can be how your ideal client looks like, or it can be also about what industry you want to work for, right? And you need to think about what kind of skill sets you have, who is this more suitable for, and also like what kind of problems your ideal client might have, what keeps them awake at night, and how you can help them solve that specific problem. And also you need to think about what is in demand right now. So that definitely, when you're choosing your niche, you'll have to think about your own interests, your own skill sets, and also how you can use your experience, your expertise to solve a specific problem for a specific kind of clients. For this reason, you can probably start by asking a few questions to yourself, because when we ask the right kind of questions, we actually get the right kind of answers, right? First, start by asking yourself, what are my skills? What are my passions that I can actually offer to my clients? If you can come up with no skills whatsoever, maybe you can start by doing a little bit of research about what kind of skills are in demand right now and what actually piques your interests. From there, you can ask what industry interests you the most. Like, do you think that you can be a fintech person or a real estate person? Do you think you can be more into fashion brands, wellness brands maybe? So think about it. Choose your niche. Choose what is it that you want to offer to your clients, what service you can actually provide and be really good at. And also you want to make sure that whatever you're choosing, you can actually over deliver on it. When a client sees you working on a specific niche, they actually tend to treat you as a specialist, and they actually would be more likely to work with you. So that's the benefit of niching down and focusing your attention on just one thing. So you have decided what service you want to offer and what niche you want to go for. Now let's talk a little bit about green flag and red flag clients. Before you set up your profile and send in a proposal for a job post, I would highly recommend that you always check the client feedbacks. What I mean is, in the job post, if you go to the bottom of the job post, you will see that there are feedbacks that the client has left for other freelancers, and also what other freelancers have left for that specific client, right? If you see that the client has this tendency of taking out 1 to 2 stars from freelancers for no reason, and that's like more like a pattern, then I would highly recommend not to work with this client, because that's a sign that this client is very nitpicky, and that's not something you want to deal with, especially as a beginner. Definitely check the feedback and see if the client has a habit of leaving 5-star reviews constantly. If that is the case, then definitely feel free to send your proposal. It's actually better to work with 5 high-end clients than to work with 10 different low budget projects. The reason I'm saying this because the high-end clients, they actually treat you as a specialist and they don't try to micromanage you. But for some reason, the clients with low budgets, they have this weird tendency of trying to micromanage you. They try to give you lots of dates that don't make any sense whatsoever. I mean, at least that's what I have experienced. And I would definitely recommend working with high-end clients, especially in the long term. Of course, I'd like to mention that if you're just a beginner, you might not be finding high-end clients from the very start. But once you finish your first 4 to 5 projects, always go for high-end clients. By the way, if you're finding this helpful, make sure to hit the like button. It really helps us to reach more people that needs to listen to this and watch this video. And also make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'll be sharing more about how to make money online so you can create your space in the digital economy and achieve financial freedom for yourself. I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel and join this party for more juicy stuff. Now, back to the video. No matter how strategically you niche down and how intentional you are about choosing your perfect client, if you're making these mistakes while writing your proposals, you're never gonna land a client. I actually see a lot of people copy and pasting the same templated text for every single proposal, like the same thing for every single client. Do you think one client that is probably requiring copywriting support would want the same proposal for, say, a client who is looking for a scriptwriter for their YouTube channel? No, that simply doesn't make any sense. Nowadays, we have AI. With the power of AI, it's much easier and much faster to write proposals. I mean, back when I started, we didn't have ChatGPT. We couldn't just write proposals. We had to type in each proposals for every single job post. And it's so much easier with AI right now. So please put in the effort and make sure you actually tailor proposal to that specific job post that you're sending the proposal for, right? You want to really check what that job post is about, what are they looking for, and you want to match what is your expertise and how your past experience can help that client. Always focus on how you can be valuable to your client. How is it that you're the perfect fit for that job, and how your past experience align with that job post, and make sure you share those aspects. You share your past experience, how you can help, your expertise, and how you think that you will be the perfect candidate for the job. So write down those stuff. Another thing I see people doing, they start their proposal by stating things like, "Hi, my name is John. This is how I can help. Please hire me. Please, please, please." I mean, it sounds so desperate. And they start by talking about just themselves, like, "My name is this, I do this." I mean, yeah, you're supposed to share your experience, but you're not supposed to sound like a narcissistic, desperate person, you know? When clients are receiving the proposals, they only get to see the first 1 or 2 lines of the proposal before they actually click and actually get to see the entire proposal, right? If you don't hook their attention with the first 1 to 2 lines, they're never gonna open your proposal. They can already see your name from your profile, right? And they already know what you do. You might be thinking, okay, what can be an interesting way to start? Remember I told you about always checking the feedback before you actually send in proposal? You go through the reviews, you'll get to see the freelancers, they tend to leave the client's name in the feedbacks. They might say something like, "Hey Alex, it was amazing working with you. I'd like to work with you again," or something like that. If you can find the client's name, it's awesome. Go ahead and start your proposal by stating that name. For example, like, "Hello Alex." If their name is Alex, you start with, "Hello Alex, your job was jumped out at me," or something like that. If you start that way, the client knows that you actually took the time and went through the proposal and you actually cared enough to know the client's name. And the sound of her name is basically the most favorite thing to us. So that's a really smart approach. The client will instantly be interested to open your proposal just seeing their name on it. And if you cannot actually find their name from the feedback, you can always start by writing like "hiring manager." But you can, in that case, you can make the first line very interesting by saying something like, "Your job post really jumped out at me, and I can definitely help you doing this." Make sure you're always kind of emitting a confident and also humble sort of energy and very enthusiastic, where you don't sound like needy or desperate for the job, because that's not who you are. So far we have niched down, we have created our profile and sent proposals. Now what? In most cases you probably won't hear back, but don't get disheartened. If you actually follow the strategies I'm sharing in this video, chances are you're going to be landing your first client in no time. So suppose you land your first client. How do you ensure that you always get 5-star feedback, right? Sustain your reputation and to constantly earn thousands of dollars and get to that $5,000 or $10,000 per month milestone, you definitely need to be able to sustain this process, right? It's really simple to maintain 5-star reviews. What you gotta do is you over deliver. Like, I'm not asking for you to do like free work or something, but always make sure that you're over delivering by explaining more. Maybe do 1 extra call with them to really help them understand what is it that you actually did for their project and how you envisioned it. So that is very important, that you over deliver quality work. And work ethic is also very important here. Maintaining communication is very important. Always make sure that you and your client are on the same page. You're always maintaining communication every step of the way. That is really key in this case. And once you think the job is completed with full satisfaction of the client, you want to encourage them to end the contract. Let me actually share with you what I write to my clients that almost always ensures a 5-star feedback. Here's what I write. "Hi Heather, it has been a great pleasure working with you. It would mean a great deal if you can take a few minutes of your time to leave a feedback for me. Your feedback can help me grow my small business. Both your public and private feedback can positively influence my performance on this platform. Thank you for your time." That's cool, right? Suppose you're doing everything right. You're following all the strategies I've shared so far and you're still struggling to land your very first client. So what do you do now? Remember I mentioned that I was going to share a secret with you at the end of this video? Well, here it is. Drum roll. So always target the virgins. Yeah, you heard me right. You should always target the virgin clients, clients that are very new to the platform. This is something that you can find out from the job post. Every job post, you will be able to see some client information, and you'll be able to see how long this client has been active in this platform for. If you see that they have been active for like just a couple of days or 3-4 days, that's your virgin client right there, and you definitely want to target them. Now, don't just leave this video by thinking, okay, what the hell was that? Let me just explain why I think this can be a great strategy. When a client is new to the platform, it's very likely that most freelancers wouldn't actually want to work with those clients, right? Because they want to work with someone who has already established their presence, who has already proved that they pay for the work. When someone is new to the platform, there is less competition for their job, and they are also more likely to work with beginner freelancer. Now, I understand you're probably going to say, but Anika, you said that you should definitely check the client feedbacks before moving on. In this case, what you're going to check is you're going to see if they have a verified payment method or not. This is also something you can see from that client info section that I've just mentioned. Pay attention to what their job post looks like. If it seems like something that is kind of a cold tone of voice and also kind of scammy, then definitely avoid that at any cost. But if you see that the tone of voice is warm and welcoming, seems professional, then definitely don't outcast that job post just because the client is new. You need a job, you're struggling, that client is probably also struggling to find that great talent, and you just might be the great talent for them. So definitely give that client a chance. Once they reply to your proposal, we talk to them a little bit, ask them a few questions, and see how it is like. It's all about being a little bit intuitive and using your instincts a little bit to see what the client seems like. And also, if you have any questions about the client's company or their past working relationships, you're free to ask them those questions, right? This is something you gotta do with a little bit caution, but trust me, I've seen this working time and time again. And remember, I shared the story of my first client. Guess what? My very first 2 clients, they were actually virgin clients. So there you go. That's the secret. I've pretty much spilled all my secrets about how I sustain my service-based business as a freelancer and how I earn thousands of dollars per month. If there is any specific part of the video that you want me to zoom back in, feel free to leave a comment below and I'll be happy to do that. Hope you got a ton of value from this video. Make sure to like the video if you found this helpful, and also make sure to subscribe for more helpful stuff about making money online and creating your space in the digital economy. I'm Anika, here to help you achieve financial freedom for yourself. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you.